Hello everybody, it is MAGMA, and today I'm going to go ahead and review the 2012 TIE Fighter. This is set number 9492, it is ages 8 through 14, and piece count will be in the description below. This set originally retailed for $80, and we have it here present for an old vintage set review. Alright, so a little bit of backstory. This was a very cool model since it had been just under 10 years since they had not redone or re-edited this model. So this was quite an uncommon model to come out. It came out with a great variety of new minifigures. I'm pretty sure all of them were new at the time. Nope. The Imperial Officer and TIE Fighter pilot were not. So looking at the TIE Fighter, it is a great redesign. It is finally LEGO has finally gotten over their blue TIE Fighters, and so this set seems to be really cool, and we'll explore it together. But first off, let's have a look at the awesome minifigures. Alright, so our first and very exciting minifigure is the TIE Fighter pilot. Now if we look at his torso, it is quite interesting to see all these detail going on around him. He's got his little jumpsuit. I'm sorry. Could I call it? I'm not sure. Pilot suit. I'm gonna call it. With his little life support. We've got his legs. Of course, his arms are all black. Legs, arms, and back don't have any printing, which is quite unfortunate. But as we take a look at his helmet, it is an interesting mold. However, we have seen this mold previously. It's not too new and nothing too special. However, it is one of the nicer looking molds. There is a little bit of printing, such as I guess I could show you a little bit better. Some Imperial emblems and a mouth grail piece. If I do remove his helmet, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he does have a regular Imperial Trooper face, and I prefer these faces much more to the newer ones due to the fact that they look a little bit more realistic. So yeah, so that is our TIE Fighter Imperial pilot. So next up we have the Imperial Officer, and he's kind of cool. Back then we haven't seen him in a while. Back then it was kind of harder to get some Imperials, especially some officers. So he's really cool. He still fits in very well into the LEGO Star Wars collection we get nowadays. Regular printed torso with his little pouch with all his ranks, or should I say representing his ranks, with his little cap. Little greedy, mean face, I guess. And otherwise, he doesn't get much. He does get back printing, which is actually quite interesting. It adds more to the figure, and he has some black hand gloves. So that is the Imperial Officer. So here we have, or should I say next up, it is the very uncommon and highly anticipated. What is his name? It is R5J2, and he's kind of a little bit uncommon figure. We haven't seen him in a while, or should I say he's more of a new figure. Now, we haven't seen these kind of Imperial Droids since the Death Star or the old Imperial Star Destroyer. Now this figure doesn't have too much back printing, or should I say none. It does have full 360 dome printing. And in a second, right here, I will show you that it does have a little bit of top printing. And this is such a cool figure that I actually have two of these, and these fit really well into any Imperial army. Now, what makes this droid so special or so different, it is mainly the fact that his head is not round. And we have been requesting those for LEGO ever since we had the first R2-D2 released. So there isn't much to say about him except he's different from other astromech droids, and he is definitely a nice piece of collection. So yeah, So that is R5J2. We'll move on to the Imperial, Death Star Trooper. Alright, so here is our Death Star Trooper. Now he's a little bit exciting because what makes him a little bit different to the others is, well, most of these figures we haven't seen in a while, but what makes this one different is he is a completely new redesign from the one we had in the Battle of Endor and the Death Star, and those troopers have been so cool. I have wanted these guys forever, and we finally have them in LEGO. Now it is something to mention that he does come with a blaster, which I'm pretty sure he is the only figure to come with a weapon. Yes, he is. He is the only figure that comes with a weapon in this entire set, which isn't very common for LEGO Star Wars. We can see no back, arm, or leg printing on this figure, which is a little bit deceiving. Some regular torso printing. I'm pretty sure this is the same we had in the older version. And here is his first face, and he does have an alternate face, if I can manage to show you. So this is his angry face, and here is a very, very cool looking face with some goggles. This head particularly reminds me of the ATSC driver, because they are quite resemblance. Well, they have much in common. And if I show you his helmet from a little bit of a different angle, it is a complete new helmet mold, which will reappear, or we will find it once more in the 2014 Star Destroyer. So yeah, so when you look at the helmet, it is kind of cool. I particularly enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too, as much as I do. Alright, so that is enough about me talking about the figures. Let's move on to the actual set itself. So most of the playability added into this TIE Fighter, and most of what we can do with the model comes around the cockpit. So as we can see, we do have our lovely flick-fire missiles right here and right here. We can go ahead and play around with the cockpit here, and we've got a great amount of detail going on over here, which it is nice to see, and I always do appreciate with these models. Now, to open the cockpit, you can simply open it like this, and then open it higher up if you have larger hands as I do. Now you can place your figure right there. He does have a little bit of a control panel to play around with, control his ship, and of course you can close it back in for him to depart. Of course, the flick-fire missiles aren't as easy to flick this time. They're a little bit harder. I can't reach for them. Oh, there we go. Ah, God. Okay, so these flick-fire missiles are very painful to throw, and here we got a little bit of an example of them. And let me try to get this model a little bit closer to you so you can actually see how it works. So yeah, so they are a little bit harder to flick this time. And this is actually a good opportunity to show you a 360 of our TIE Fighter. Now here's a little bit of a back look over the back engine. Pretty basic, not much to say. The truth is, I don't have much to say about it. And here's a little bit of a top view. So the cockpit area is very, very well built, and it is definitely a sturdier model than the previous versions we had of it. So yeah, so that is the cockpit. So around the TIE Fighter, we have our classical Star Wars TIE Fighter wing or solar panel. I did a little bit of research before reviewing this, and I did find out that, or I believe that these panels are to be solar panels. So they could either be solar panels, or most people refer to them as wings, but these are supposedly solar panels to allow these ships to fly and not to have to recharge all the time and to last longer into battles and so on. So those are some little fun facts I came across, which were quite interesting, I must say. Otherwise, that's all I pretty much have to say about this ship. You have some nice going on, some really nice borders, gray borders, which we haven't had in the previous version, and those are kind of exciting. So the big difference between this model and the old model is this model is much more, people put effort into this, and the old ones they just replaced the gray by the blue. Some cheap stuff that I could make in my with my spare Lego pieces. I could make the same thing, honestly. But this one, as we saw earlier, the cockpit works fully functional, and we have a great amount of detail. Now, except flying this around and looking at the beauty, there isn't much else as play feature wise. We do have some ugly flick fire missiles that manage to shoot just a few centimeters to the sea view, and a fully functional cockpit, which is the only true function. Now, overall, that's all of my thoughts over the TIE Fighter. To conclude and end off this video, even though the TIE Fighter is an amazing set, an amazing Lego Star Wars ship, if you're going to go ahead and purchase this set, which I would highly recommend if you're any Star Wars fan, even though there isn't much to it, make sure you have the money and make sure you're trying to get the best deal out of this, because this is not worth more than $50. Over $50, people are ripping you off. And the reason why Lego ripped all of us off is because pretty much nobody had a decent TIE Fighter, and the only way to get one was this one. Luckily now we have the new TIE Fighter, which is the UCS model, which I don't really recommend. I highly recommend spending your money on this one else than the other one, which is so much more expensive and doesn't have that much to it. Now this is how I want to end off the video. If you guys really truly want this set, go ahead and purchase it. Otherwise, don't let temptation come over you and purchase this set when you just lightly need it. So I think it would be good to end off with the box of the set. So this is going to take a little bit of a while to set up. So this is what the box looks like. As you can tell, it clearly does not fit in my studio. This used to be a very tall box, a very thin box as well. So that's really all there is to the box. It's nice box art. Unfortunately, due to traveling circumstances, I actually had to cut this box into this format, which allows them, or should I say allows me, to travel easier and store them in a much easier manner. Of course, I have stopped doing that, since I used to do that as well as part of being a little kid. So here we got a really cool action scene, which I actually kind of want to share with you guys. Of course, it does mention that the X-Wing is not included, but we've got some really cool action scenes going on over here as well, and some really cool TIE Fighter technical designs. So only the R unit and the Death Star Trooper are new to the set. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end off the video over here. Thanks for watching this review. Please do comment, share it, and subscribe if you guys did enjoy the review. And I will hope to see you guys next time in another video. Bye bye.